What's up, my peeps? It's been a while since I posted up just a WWE video. No game, no supercard, no mayhem, just talking about, the WWE and what's going on, and in this case, revealing who you guys voted as the greatest WWE champion of 2017. This is a video that a lot of you probably thought I forgot about, because back in December, I asked you guys to vote on a poll on who you thought was the best WWE champ in 2017. There was 5 of them. Bray Wyatt, John Cena, Jinder Mahal, AJ Styles, and Randy Orton. You guys voted, and it's time to reveal the results. Now, the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to go with the person that got the least amount of votes to the superstar that got the most amount of votes. And I will say, some of these results did surprise me. I mean, starting off with the person you guys voted the least for, I was like, what? Really? He's at number 5? So anyways, let's go ahead and let's get started.
Number 5.
That's right, Bray Wyatt got the least amount of votes. I know, I'm surprised too. He barely got any votes actually, he got 1.3% of the total votes. I mean look, I don't think Bray Wyatt had the best championship reigns by any means in 2017, but the worst though? I don't know about that, but hey, that's how you guys voted. And as far as Bray Wyatt's reign, hey, it wasn't the most unpredictable championship win. I think once people saw that Randy won the Rumble and, he was involved in the whole storyline with Bray Wyatt, and everybody knew he was going to turn on Bray at some point, and then Bray was put in the Elimination Chamber in a spot to win the title right before Mania, when Randy's the number 1 contender. I think everybody pretty much saw it coming. He was going to win the title, but it was a cool title win. He won the championship inside the Elimination Chamber by pinning both John Cena and AJ Styles, so a pretty big win. But it was short-lived, it didn't last too long. It just led to him losing it to Randy in a pretty garbage match at Mania. I mean, the match just wasn't good, man. Looking at all the Bray and Randy matches, I didn't enjoy any single one of them. I didn't like the, the House of Horrors match after the championship win. I didn't like the Mania match. I didn't like the match that they had before that out. What was it, No Mercy or Backlash? One of the two, I don't know. But, yeah, it was basically him winning the title and then losing it at Mania in a pretty bad match. Although in between that, he did defend the title in a pretty cool, triple threat match against AJ Styles and John Cena on SmackDown, where he, of course, successfully retained. So, to sum up his reign, it was short-lived, although he did get some nice wins in there, pin over John Cena, pin over AJ Styles, and he finally won the title. That was cool to see. But, the end result, the match where he lost the title, was pretty bad.
Number 4.
John Cena. This was the big World Championship run number 16 for Cena. This was the big one where he tied Ric Flair. The match itself where he won the title was a great match. Actually, out of all the championship win matches on this list, this was probably the best one. But try and ask me what happened in between. Like, what happened after he won the title? I couldn't tell you because he didn't do anything. At least I don't remember anything. He won the title, and then he lost it at the Elimination Chamber in his first title defense, so that was pretty much it. So basically, all you gotta go by is the match where you won the title, and then losing the title at the Chamber right after. That's pretty much it. But hey, the Chamber match was great, and the match against AJ was great. So yeah, that's really it as far as John Cena's reign.
Number 3.
Randy Orton. This, I thought, was another bad championship run. He won the title in probably the worst championship win on this list. It was the Bray and, Randy match at Mania. And then he went ahead to take on Bray. Usually you'd think Bray would get, a rematch, a championship rematch. He got a rematch alright, but it wasn't for the title for some reason. I guess because he moved to Raw. But anyways, he got a rematch. He took on Bray once again. And this time it was a... What was the match called again? I already forgot. House of Horrors, yeah, it was that bad. You had a House of Horrors match, which was like a no disqualification match, so you'd think that'd be good, But, no, it was another bad Bray versus Randy match, except, you add in some, I guess, scary effects, or, haunted house, and they find him there, and then they get back in the arena. Bray teleports, right? You get the whole Bray Wyatt signal, and then all of a sudden, he's in the ring. He's got the Undertaker powers. But for some reason, in their match, Bray Wyatt had to take a limo back into the arena. Why can't he just teleport in there? I don't know. Anyways, so he had the House of Horrors match, pretty bad. Best part about that match was Jinder Mahal coming in and attacking Randy. And then we moved on to the Randy and Jinder feud, which in my opinion was the highlight of Randy's championship reign. It was a brand new #1 contender. Who would have thought that after Mania, after he wins the title from Bray, that he would go ahead, out of all people, take on Jinder for the title. So it was an unexpected #1 contender, and the feud itself was actually interesting. It was entertaining, and you know, you had some moments like Jinder Mahal stealing the championship. That was cool. He ran away with the title out of the arena. He had it for a bit, did a photo shoot with it. We got Jinder Mahal getting a non-title win against Randy, and usually when a #1 contender, when an opponent gets a non-title win over the champion in their build-up to the actual match, he ends up losing. But in this case, when it came time for the title match, Jinder actually won. So out of all the championship losses, this was the most unexpected one. Although I will say, I did call it on Twitter. And as far as the match goes, I thought it was a good match. I didn't think it was amazing or great, but I thought it was a good match. And definitely a surprising outcome. One of the most surprising title wins in a very, very long time. And speaking of surprises,
Number 2.
That's right, the modern day Maharaja, Jinder Mahal, actually made number 2. He actually got this many votes. You know, he didn't make number 1, but for him to even make number 2, like, hey, I was shocked. I thought he'd make like number 5 or number 4, like get the least amount of votes. Like Bray Wyatt spot, I thought Jinder Mahal would get that spot, or maybe number 4 or something like that. Because you see a ton of people give Jinder a lot of hate, you know, a lot of crap, say he can't wrestle, this and that. But it seems like people recognize that, you know, he had a good championship run. You know, out of all the superstars on this list, he had the longest championship reign, and within that championship reign, he actually did accomplish a lot. He started off his championship run by getting a surprise title win against Randy. He won the #1 contendership out of nowhere when nobody thought he'd win the #1 contender. Everybody thought he'd be the one to get pinned, and he won the title. And then he proceeded to beat Randy 2 more times in 2 rematches. He beat him at Money in the Bank, and then he beat him at Battleground as well in the return of the Punjabi prison. They brought back the match just for Jinder, and they also brought back the Great Khali to help out Jinder just for one night. They brought back Khali just so he can help Jinder, and then he was out. And then he proceeded to defend the championship successfully against Baron Corbin, who was cashing in his Money in the Bank briefcase. This was a big deal. They had Corbin win the briefcase, only to lose it to Jinder Mahal. And on top of that, there's only 2 people now who successfully defended their title or pinned the person that was cashing in Money in the Bank. John Cena and Jinder. So with that win, it put Jinder Mahal in a very exclusive list of superstars that only consists of John Cena and Jinder, who actually pinned whoever was cashing in the Money in the Bank briefcase. And then he went ahead and became the first person to beat Shinsuke Nakamura on the main roster. Not once, but twice. And at that point, Shinsuke had beaten both John Cena and Randy Orton clean. So that was another big victory for Mahal. And he was about to take on Brock Lesnar in a champion versus champion match, which would have been the biggest part of his championship run, but of course, that came to an end when he lost the title to AJ Styles. When it comes to match quality for Jinder Mahal's reign, I thought his match where he initially won the title was a good match. And I thought the match against AJ was another good match. But all the matches like after the Money in the Bank match were I could go ahead and skip them.
Number 1.
The phenomenal one, AJ Styles, takes this with the most amount of votes, and he actually takes this by a lot, 62% of the votes. He's the only person on this list to have actually held the title twice in 2017. He had 2 championship reigns. Although within 2017, his first championship run didn't last too long in 2017 because it was pretty much him just waiting until the Rumble match where he lost it against John Cena. But that was a great match. But then he went on to win the WWE Championship for a second time, an historic win because he became the first person to win the WWE Championship outside of North America. So that was a big championship win against Jinder, and it was another surprising title change, so close to Survivor Series when it was supposed to be Jinder versus Brock. So that switched up the match to AJ Styles versus Brock Lesnar, which I think a lot of people, would agree is the better match. And they actually proceeded to have a great match at Survivor Series, and despite losing to Brock, he put on a great match, and he followed that up by going ahead and defending the title successfully against Jinder Mahal. And as far as match quality, when we compare all these championship reigns, AJ Styles probably had the best matches within his 2 championship reigns. You know, the match where he lost the title against John Cena, the match against Brock Lesnar, and also he put on one of the better Jinder Mahal matches. Anyways, that's it for the list. What do you guys think about it? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Would you switch, you know, some of these positionings up? And also, if you guys want to vote on anything else, whether that's the best chokeslam in the WWE, the best person on the mic in the WWE, or anything else you can think of, let me know in the comment section. If I see something gets a lot of thumbs up, we might just go with that for the next poll. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you like this type of video, just a WWE video talking about the show and what happened and who we think is the best, who we think is the greatest, or, you know, things that are happening, you know, instead of the usual mobile games, let me know by clicking that like button. And also, next time I do a voting type video again, I'll definitely be using a different poll system, because this one at some point wasn't taking in any more votes. People were voting, but it just wouldn't work, so sorry about that. Next time I'll definitely be using a different poll. And because of that, some people were like, hey, this is rigged because it's not letting me vote. I'm trying to vote for Jinder and AJ, but the funny thing is, as you saw, Jinder and AJ made the number 2 and number 1 spot. There's no reason for me to rig this. I've never rigged the poll before, and I never will. Hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'm out. See ya.